come to the microphone, provide their name and address, present their requests or concerns, and answer any questions of the Planning Commission. Groups are requested to select spokespersons to express the group's concerns because each side will be allowed 10 minutes to speak. Plats, rezonings, revised master plans, and street renamings require a public hearing, after which the Planning Commission will deliberate and render its decision. Planning Commission members with a personal or financial interest in any petitioner's request are required to recuse themselves. We've got 4 items that have been delayed till the next meeting. If you've got your agenda for tonight, that's item number 1, which is the old Wetumpka Highway rezoning, and item number 2, which is the plat after the rezoning, and item number 7, which is it was a survey and a plat, Pyramid Avenue, and then item number 10, which is a rezoning on Virginia Loop Road. Also, we're going to move item number 3, which is the renaming of the street, from 3 to the last item. So if anyone's here for that rename of the street, it will be done as the last item of business tonight. Okay. Everyone's had an opportunity to look at and read the minutes. Is there a motion? Or is there a correction to the minutes? If not, a motion?
Move to approve.
Move to approve. Is there a second? All those in favor? Thank you. Tommy?
Okay.
You want to start us on item number 4, please?
Yes, sir. Item 4 is presented by CSC Properties, LLC, and that's on their own behalf, requesting final approval of CK 22 Court, LLC, plat number 1 on the southeast corner of South Court Street and Eastern Boulevard. It's a B2 district.
Yes, sir. If you would name it, an address, and et cetera, et cetera.
I'm Saxon, Maine. I'm with Ball Matthews and Novak here in Montgomery, 445 Dexter Avenue, Suite 9045. I'm here just as a representative on behalf of CSC Properties, if y'all had any questions or concerns.
Okay, you want to tell us about the plat?
It's just a simple, straightforward replat where they're just replatting the corner there into a separate parcel from the other 2 parcels that make it up. And we did not receive any comments from anybody, peers, regarding it.
Okay. Anyone have a comment or question on the Planning Commission? If not, anyone wish to speak for or against it? Yes, sir. Hey, come on up to the microphone and give your name and address, please, sir.
Hey, how's it going? Kumar Patel.
How about lifting that up so we can get that recording, the mic itself? Just talk right into it.
Okay. My name is.
You have to lift it. There you go.
Kumar Patel.
Okay, that's better. Thank you.
I was just wondering what's going to be coming over there in the near future, and what is the purpose of that lot? And it seems like I was looking at the paper, and it seems like a CK22 seems like a Circle K is building a store there.
Saxon, you want to address that, please, sir?
Certainly. I mean, it's just
get the mic. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it's for a commercial use. It's currently zoned commercial. It will remain commercial. It'll have a commercial use in it. The project has already been permitted by the city of Montgomery for construction for a convenience store.
I think he's asking what's going there.
Yeah, a convenience store.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering, do we need a convenience store?
Yeah.
Do we need a convenience store there? Because there's 4 corner and there's a 4 convenience store in that corner. if you really look at it. And I just don't think that we needed a new store there. And there could be maybe a traffic issue too over there, especially when you're coming off that, Florida traffic over there. So, I mean, I just wanted to get some more detail, and that was it.
Has anybody met with him, Saxon, or do you have any information on that?
I do
Previously?
not, I do not have any information on that. I don't know if Mr. Patel has reached out to CSC. They just asked me to represent them here at this matter.
I got you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, anybody got a comment to that? Good. All right, what we've got is we've got a plat. There's not really anything we can do because it's, I mean, it meets the requirements of the plat. And he's provided you with what the plan is. So I don't know, other than the fact that you don't agree that that's what needs to go there, it's not a lot that's, okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak for or against? Okay. If not, motion's in order. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Okay, I'm sorry. Move to approve. Is there a second? No second, huh?
I'll second it.
You'll second it? Okay. All right, we have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor? Any against? Okay. You got, Frank, how did you vote? I'm sorry.
I made the motion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I voted for it.
I thought, okay. So we got 6 for and 1 against. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I be excused?
I'm sorry?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Zach. Okay.
Next item is by Lat 32 Inc., Down South Development Corporation, requesting final approval of Down South Plat Number 1 on the northeast corner of Birmingham Highway and Washington Ferry Road. It's the M1 district and M3.
Good afternoon. My name is John Masters. I'm with Moore Company Realty. I'm here on behalf of Lat 32 to present this.
John, you want to tell us more about it, what the plans are and et cetera, et cetera?
Sure. What the plan is there's 3 separate buildings built here, and the fence lines, and of course this is a commercial buildings, and they have tenants in it. Well, the owner of the property is selling to the tenants. The fences, basically all we're trying to do is match up the lots with the fence lines for the sale of all 3 of these buildings for the owner.
Which portion was unplatted previously?
What, sir?
Which portion was unplatted previously?
From my understanding, it was all platted. It was.
What was it, individually platted?
Yes, sir, into one big parcel. And there's 3 parcels there, A, B, and C. And where the fence lines run across, where the owner broke it apart 20, 30 years ago, was not along the property lines or the parcel lines. So we're just trying to just match up the fence lines is all we're trying to do.
Well, the paperwork says part of it was unplatted.
Mr. Reyes, sometimes over the period of the years, the lines shift and a portion could have become, that wasn't part of the original plats, could be now part of basically intimate domain. So it's really, it's a kind of a moot point. It's all going to bring it back to right now.
Does anybody have an objection to it?
Not that I know of. Haven't heard anything.
Well, we're going to find out.
For sure.
Anybody else have a comment? Anyone wish to speak for or against this? If not, a motion's in order. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Who's that? I'm sorry. Frank? Okay. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
The next item is presented by Goodwin Mills and Kaywood. It's on behalf of New Park Development Company, LLC. Request final approval of New Park Plat Number 7A on the southwest corner of Chastain Park Drive and Bristol Park Place in a PUD district.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Scott Campbell. I work for Goodwin Mills and Kaywood and here to answer any questions you have.
Well, kind of tell us what you're trying to do, Scott.
Right now, we're taking 3 additional lots that was previously part of Plat 7 and going to expand the lots in the rear to incorporate the purification easement that was previously there.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
I thought this was just, replat 2 lots.
Well, yes, sir, 2 lots. I said 3, but it's 2 lots. Lots 1 and 2.
Do you have plans for it yet, for, building houses or anything like that? Or are you just initial stage?
We do have plans to expand that phase. Yes, sir.
Will the new housing, will your expansion be a part of the neighborhood that's already there?
No, sir, it'll be the next phase to that neighborhood.
But they will be a part
Yes,
of
sir,
that?
okay.
that
Yes, sir, I understand. It
subdivision?
will be a part of that neighborhood. Yes, sir, it will.
Okay. So everything in the subdivision would go with that to include HOAs and that type of stuff?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, comment? Anyone wish to speak for or against? Not, motion's in order.
Move to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
I'm sorry, who? Thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Okay, that's unanimous.
Thank you, ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen.
Scott.
The next item is presented by Pilgrim Engineering for 535 Properties LLC. Request to rezone 2 lots on the west side of Northeastern Boulevard, 500 feet south of Lagoon Park Drive, from B3 and Ag 2 to B2.
I'm Pep Pilgreen with Pilgreen Engineering. This is 2 pieces of land on the Eastern Boulevard. One has the Montgomery Power Sports on it now. It's the one at the top of that, the northern parcel. The other parcel has Love Stuff, and Power Sports has bought the Love Stuff parcel. We're going to tear that building down and expand the Power Sports building. Some of this was zoned ag, left over from probably when the original zoning was done in the city. And they just need more showroom space and more storage space for their building, and they can't do it because they're built on the lot line. So we will go back and replat this, and we want to make it into B2. B3 is what it is currently in Ag 1, but B3 is more for big shopping centers like Eastdale Mall or something. B2 is more appropriate for the smaller buildings.
Okay. Anybody have a comment or a question? If not, anyone wish to speak for or against? If not, a motion's in order.
Move to approve.
Second?
There's a move to approve and a second. All those in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you, Pep.
The next item is presented by Darren Washington requesting to rezone one lot on the east side of Norman Bridge Road, some 4,100 feet south of Hyundai Boulevard, from Ag 1 to M1.
All right, sir.
Good evening. My name is Darren Washington. I'm here.
Sir, Darren, do you mind pulling that up to you? There you go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darren Washington. I'm here to respectfully request that the zoning of the property be upgraded to M1. At present, we're looking at doing some businesses there that would make financing a lot easier and conducive with the property.
Okay, so anyone have a comment or a question? Anyone have a comment or a question on the planning? Anyone wish to speak for or against? If not, a motion's in order.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a move to approve and a second. All those in favor? Thank you, sir, Derek.
Thank you.
The next item, number 11, is presented by Flowers and White Engineering. It's a request for final approval of Lane's Landing Plat Number 1 on the east side of Taylor Road, some 1,500 feet north of Troy Highway in a R50 district.
Good evening. I'm Kenneth White Jr. with Flowers and White, representing Lane Jones LLC. Y'all heard this final plat maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10 months ago. We modified the lot lines just slightly. That's why we're coming back to y'all to ask for a final plat on this property.
What change did you make in that?
You know, we had initially, it's R50 zoning, so we had 50, 55s, and 60-foot wide lots. Now everything's 56-foot wide, I believe. So that's the only change, Mr. Buddy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any comments or questions?
You got 2 more lots out of it, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It went from 149 to 151. That's correct. I'm sorry, Mr. Reeves. That's right.
Okay. Anyone else have a question or comment? Anyone wish to speak for or against? If not, a motion's in order.
Move to approve.
Move to approve. Is there a second?
Second. Second.
And a second. All those in favor? Okay, that's unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next item is presented by Flowers and White Engineering on behalf of Hampstead LLC. Request final approval of Hampstead Plat Number 28 on the north end of Grassmere Street in a T4O and a T4R district.
Okay, Ken.
Hey there, representing Hampstead LLC. This is a continuation of Hampstead to the north, as you see depicted there. 124-foot lots, different sizes, different products throughout. There's various streets, various alleys, everything's rear-loaded. Pretty much the same type of development that's currently at Hampstead. I can entertain any questions, should y'all have any.
Okay, anybody have a comment on the planning commission?
Close to Kershaw there, aren't you?
I'm touching, yeah, Mr. Knox came out there, watched, yes, that's right. Yes, he is
Checking
aware.
on you.
That's right.
Checking it.
Yes, we have a nice, if you scroll up, we have a nice little buffer there too, on the north side.
Okay, any other comments or questions from the planning commission? Anyone wish to speak for or against? If not, motion's in order. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
All right.
Okay,
James?
I'll
James?
second.
All right. All right, I got Frank on the second, if that's, okay. All those in favor? opposed? Okay. Thank you, Ken.
Next item is presented by Flowers and White Engineering on behalf of Providence Partners LLC. It's a request for approval of a revised master plan for the property located on the south side of East Chase Lane, 400 feet east Berry Hill Road in a PUD district.
Again, representing Providence Partners LLC. This project is completed. This current existing residential subdivision platted. In placing the houses, we realized we needed a little bit more flexibility on the side setbacks. Initially, it was 0 and 5 foot on the 50-foot wide product there. And sometimes you need to slide that building over a little bit. So the distance between the buildings will remain the same, 5 foot at all times. But we may have to do a 3 foot or a 2 foot, that makes sense, depending on when you have to put the driveway. So that's our request. Basically, in lieu of the 0 and 5 foot that was approved, we're asking for all zeros on the side with 5 feet between structures, if that makes sense.
Have you started the house?
Not yet.
Okay.
Nope, not yet. Currently, they're about to start, 5 or 6 of them, but we realize sometimes there's some, where you bring the driveway, we need to have that, the zero line, you can't have windows, for instance, so you can add a 3 foot setback, so that's kind of what we run into. So that's why we're asking for a 5 foot between structures at all times.
Okay.
The townhome products remain unchanged. They're fine.
Can you have a window in the 3 foot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Anyone wish to speak for or against? If not, a motion's in order.
Move to approve.
All right, move to, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Thank you.
Okay, unanimous.
Okay, next item is presented by Flowers and White Engineering on behalf of Tri-County Developers 2 LLC. Request to rezone a parcel of land 14.73 acres on the north end of Sycamore Drive from R65S to an R50 zoning district.
So this is a piece of property Tri-County Developers 2 owns and currently zoned R65S. The R65S as depicted to the west side of the property is already R50. We rezoned that in the last couple of months. So we're rezoning to have a comparable product as opposed to the west side there. So it'll be the same size houses on both products, 65 or 50. So there's a schematic of what we propose to do in there. So there was a preliminary plat already of record, I believe, that was done 10 years ago or so. So we're requesting R65 to R50 zoning request so we can be very similar to our west side.
Has this been posted and everybody's okay with this?
I'm sorry, Mr. Cook, what was that?
Has this been posted to the people that are already living out there?
Yes, y'all submitted, I'm
And so
assuming, adjacent property.
Everybody's aware.
Sir?
We've just had so many situations in the last few years where people have gone from R65 or R120s or whatever and reduced the size. And we've had a crowd of people down here, but it doesn't look like we got it today.
I've been aware.
I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of what's going on.
Y'all send notifications to all adjacent property owners?
Yes, sir, Mr. Cook. We send notifications to every lot that touches this property. So everybody touching it got a letter, and we also post public hearing signs at the end of every street that touched it.
I thought we did, but I just wanted to make sure that
that's required.
Going down from 65 to 50 or 120 to 75 or whatever, we seem to get a fair amount of consternation down here about that. But okay, I'm okay with it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Anyone wish to speak for or against? If not, a motion's in order. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'm sorry? Okay.
Second.
All right, thank you. All those in favor? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The next item is
I'm sorry?
item 3. It's presented by Alberta Prevo Murray and Reashanda Prevo White. Request a recommendation to rename George Mull Street to Prevo Avenue.
Good evening. I'm Reashanda White, and this is my mother, Alberta Prevo Murray, and I'm the granddaughter of Mr. Hardy Prevo, and my mother, and also I have my aunts, Patricia Prevo Whiteley and Ruby Nair Prevo here with me on behalf of the family, and we are requesting to change the name of George Mull Street to Prevo Avenue. And our family has been in this community for over nearly 80 years. We have owned property in this community. And also my grandparents have served this, that when they were alive, they served this community with service and support. My grandfather was very instrumental in building a strong and caring family. He was very committed to that. And so we wanted to continue to pay homage to them and preserve their legacy. And also my grandmother was active in civil rights. And also we wanted to preserve that legacy of the work she did here in civil rights in Montgomery. She was a part of bus boycott. And also she was one of the 1,000 black residents in Montgomery that was held captive at in 1961 at First Baptist Church on Ripley Street. And so we want to preserve that legacy, and we're asking you all to recommend that request of the street name from George Mull Street to Prevo Avenue in honor of their legacy and their work to the family and the community.
Okay. Anyone have a comment or a question?
I have a question. Do you know who George Mull was?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And probably most people don't even know where George Mull is. I happen to know, but it's 1 block long, so
Okay.
it's not that big a street.
It's actually off Lower Wetumpka Road, off Traction Avenue and Talbot Street. So near the Howland Gardens area in North Montgomery area.
Okay. Anybody else have a comment or a question? Anyone wish to speak for or against? Yes, ma'am. Ma'ams. Name and address, if you would, please.
Sure.
Ma'am.
Hi, my name is Valerie Hall. My address is 1833 Kansas Street. I am the president of the Charlestown Community Association.
Okay.
And what I'm here for today is to ask for a contingency on the name change because the community does not know about it. And we will be having our community meeting on July the 7th at the Jerusalem Baptist Church. And I've already spoken with her concerning that a family member needs to be at our committee, at our neighborhood association meeting to explain this to the community because only one somebody in the area got a letter concerning this. No one else in the area got a letter or anything else. And all we're asking for is just a 30-day contingency on this so we can get together and discuss it as a community.
Okay, okay. And what has been her, you want to give your response to that, please, ma'am?
Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Valerie. Yes, we have worked with the Land Use Division and actually submitted all the required paperwork and documentation and all the steps to get to this process.
Yes, ma'am.
And from my understanding that all the residents that were actually residing on George Mull Street needed to be actually notified, and all of them were notified. And only one person actually did not approve, but we still met the 80% approval. So to my understanding, only the residents that lived and resided on George Moore Street had to be notified and had a particular time to submit a request, whether they approved or not.
Okay, but have y'all had this conversation, the two of you?
Well, to my knowledge, I wasn't aware that there was a Charlestown.
I'm sorry?
I was not aware that there was a neighborhood association or that I had to speak with them based on the requirements that I received. She actually did phone me, was it Monday night or Tuesday night? Tuesday night, yes. And asked me about it, and I shared the information about, what we had to go, the steps that we had to follow to get to this point.
All right, but do you object to meeting with them and meeting with the individuals at the church she's talking about?
Well,
do you object to that?
Well, at this point, I would say that if it was required that the family had to meet with them before getting to this point, then I would have did it. But according to the requirements, that was not required for us to meet with the neighborhood association to inform them of the street name. The only persons we had to inform were the residents that own property on George Moore Street, because those are the only people that would be impacted, meaning that they would have to change their, street in any IDs, anything like that. That was the only processes that were required for us to do as the family.
Right, and yes, you're right. However, there is one little thing that I think is more important. That's called the law of common courtesy.
Right.
Common courtesy, to me, kind of stands out. So what I'm hearing you say, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth,
yes,
so you tell me if I'm misunderstanding. You're telling me that you want the Planning Commission to vote on this, and you do not want to wait 30 days to be able to have that meeting and provide other constituents in the area an explanation as to what y'all are trying to do. They may be on your side. Who knows?
Yes. I know Miss Marva, grew up, in that,
Yes,
my
ma'am.
grandparents in that neighborhood. So I have no objection to doing that, but I just would, have known to do it before, because I would have done it. I don't have an objection to that at all.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I missed that. Are you saying you don't have an objection to meeting with her?
No, sir.
You do not?
No.
So you don't have an objection to prolonging it 30 more days?
No, I don't. Do my mom? What about you, Mama? She's also on this.
Well, if you want to speak, if you would come to the microphone and.
No, they don't.
Okay, all right. Again, I'm not
yes,
trying to put words.
Yes, we want the community to be informed that, why we're doing this and what's the purpose. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you're willing to meet with these ladies and the church members.
Yes.
Between now and the next meeting.
Yes, sir.
And not for us to vote on it tonight, but to wait till then.
Yes, sir. Yes, because my grandmother was a long-standing member of Jerusalem Baptist Church. Did a lot of work with that church.
Yes, ma'am.
No
Okay.
Yes,
Ma'am, is that acceptable? That's okay.
Okay.
Thank y'all for your cooperation
thank you.
in that. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else? Oh, I'm sorry.
I wanted to answer his question about who was George Murray.
Oh, please.
Okay, yes, please.
Give your name and address and speak into that microphone, because we would like to have this recorded. It would be good, yeah.
My name is Marva Washington.
Yes, ma'am.
And my address is 2144 Traction Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
And the reason that Traction Avenue is called Traction Avenue is because it ran parallel to the streetcar line. The city trolley, it ran through our neighborhood.
Huh.
And so Traction Avenue was renamed Traction Avenue because of the trolley. It was Hannah Street before that. George Murray was a family member of the man who invented the trolley.
How
So,
about that?
Our neighborhood has been doing history of the neighborhood, and we wanted to know how each street has its name. So that's why I wanted to address you with knowing who George Murrah was and what we have been working on as a community. And we're trying to get a historical marker in our neighborhood, and changing the names of the street might interfere with that. So we want to also be sure that it doesn't affect what we're trying to do.
I get you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all both
Thank
for
you.
cooperation. That's good. Thank you. Anything else? Any other comments? If not, we are adjourned.